Hi, this is your host Swapnil Bharti, and we are at the end of 2020. And today we have with us our visitor from Mirantis, Nick Chase, Director of Technical Marketing at Mirantis, who has a crystal ball. And we are going to look into that ball to see what 2021 is going to look like. But before we go there, Nick, can you tell me what is Mirantis today?
Mirantis has moved in some ways from being the OpenStack company to being the Kubernetes company. But when it comes right down to it, it's really all about enabling our customers to ship code faster and have a more reliable environment.
Now let's peep into your crystal ball. Tell me what predictions do you have for 2021?
In terms of 2021, 2020 has been such a bizarre year that I'm sure everybody's looking for something different. And when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be different, but it's going to be different in a way that is very much indicative of 2020, in that the same way that we've all been kind of hunkered down in our houses for a year, companies are starting to bring their data back inside. They're starting to really kind of look at their digital footprint and say, all right, what do we really need? So we're seeing a lot of data migrating where in the past few years, we've seen a lot of it going out to the hyperscalers, to the public clouds. Now we're seeing it coming back in to on-premises, to the point where even the hyperscalers are looking to get into the private cloud environments. It's all a real estate game at the end of the day. Nobody wants to be subject to someone else's control, really, when you come right down to it. In terms of a second prediction, we're going to see a lot more emphasis on bandwidth as we have companies who are not going back to they're not going back to business as usual. They're not going back to everybody's in the office. We're going to see a lot of people who look and go, why do we need to be in the office? Why do we need to pay tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in rent for these crazy buildings? And so you're going to see a lot more emphasis on services that allow people to work from home, to work from wherever they want. And that means broadband, which brings us to my third prediction, which is we're going to see 5G ramping up and potentially having a sort of price war between the cell phone companies and the cable companies, because people have gotten used to now really being connected constantly. And I don't think they're going to want to go away from that. So we're going to see a lot of that. So basically, data moving inside, broadband, people reworking everything, and also a focus on the security that's necessary to make all of that possible. So all of that is going to be integrated with security.
Awesome. Now, Nick, thanks for sharing those predictions. Now, let's come back to Mirantis. What is going to be the focus of Mirantis in 2021?
So, for Mirantis, we are really excited about what's been going on in terms of cloud native and in terms of this sort of multi-cluster environment. In fact, what we were just talking about, this notion of having applications that are not reliant on a specific cluster. We've been doing a lot of work with the Lens Kubernetes IDE, which makes it so easy to have this sort of real-time visibility into what's going on into not just a cluster, but into multiple clusters. And so I think that we're going to be probably spending the next year working on both this multi-cluster environment and Lens and the K0's Kubernetes distribution. Also, we're contributing to that, and at the same time, working on the notion of a cloud native platform itself. So cloud native is not just Kubernetes. You know, it's an infrastructure issue. You know, people need to have somewhere to run their resources, whether that's Kubernetes or OpenStack or whatever. And so we're very excited about the Mirantis cloud native platform.
Nick, thank you so much for taking time out today and talk about what Mirantis is today, what is going to be the focus of the company, and also in general, what are the things that we should look at. And you're absolutely right about all those things that you touch upon. So once again, thank you. And hopefully we'll see each other this year. If not, then Happy New Year, and we'll see each other next year.
God, I hope so. Thank you. Thanks for having me.